Hearing Mahi's innocence, Ranvir started laughing. With his laughter, Mahi thought that Ranvir was making fun of her. Mahi said, "Are you taking my words as a joke?" Ranvir said, "No, I don't dare to take Jhansi's words as a joke." Saying this, he got up from the bed and took Mahi in front of the dressing table. Mahi was looking at him with confusion. Ranvir took out a beautiful chain pendant from his pocket, which had a blue diamond on it. And there was a beautiful RM on it. He put it around Mahi's neck and kissed her neck with love. Then from behind, he filled her waist in his arms and put his head on her shoulder. Then he said slowly, "Never take it away from yourself. This is my first gift for you." Mahi was looking at that beautiful pendant for a while. He also said slowly, "Hum." Then someone knocked on the door of his room. Mahi got scared and turned towards Ranvir and asked him to leave. But Ranvir didn't care. He stood comfortably. He said to Mahi, "Yes, so what? I am your future husband. No one will say anything. Move, let me open the door." Saying this, he moved towards the door. Before he could open the door, Mahi held his hand and said a little away from the door, "You go, please. What will anyone think if they see?" Saying this, she quickly pulled Ranvir towards the balcony. Ranvir saw Mahi getting scared. So he also took full advantage of it and said, Okay, relax. I will go. But first give me a goodbye kiss." Mahi opened her eyes and looked at Ranvir and said, "How can I?" Ranvir held him by the waist and said, "Why? I also kiss you. Now hurry up, someone will come inside." Mahi didn't understand any other way. She quickly closed her eyes and kissed Ranvir's cheek and got away from him. Ranvir bothered her more and said, "Yes, I don't want a child's kiss. Kiss my lips. Come on." After hearing this, Mahi started getting angry. But it was still more important for her to send Ranvir from there. She quickly kissed a light on his lips and got away from him. Ranvir pinched his nose and said, "We will have to teach you a lot." Saying this, he got out of the balcony. As soon as Ranvir left, Mahi breathed a sigh of relief and quickly went and opened the door. Nirmala was standing outside. She came inside and said, "Mahi, how long did it take to open the door?" Mahi lied and said, "Sorry, aunt. I was in the washroom. So I got late." Nirmala said, "Oh, okay. No problem. I forgot to tell you that all the rituals of your wedding are going to start the day after tomorrow. So you have to perform a puja before that. Which is tomorrow. You have to wake up early tomorrow morning. Panditji does this puja early in the morning." Mahi remembered and said, "Isn't this the same puja that Sarika did?" Nirmala said, "Yes, this is the same puja. And every girl has to do this before her wedding. Okay, now you go to sleep early. Otherwise, you will be late to wake up early in the morning." Saying this, she went out of Mahi's room. Mahi also quickly came to her bed. And she set the alarm for tomorrow on her phone. The next morning, Panditji came at the right time. Mahi was sitting with her hands joined in the puja wearing a yellow sari. Panditji was doing exactly what Mahi was telling. The puja was completed in some time. Panditji blessed everyone and left with the donation. Gangadharji was a little emotional today. He waved his hand on Mahi's head with love. Mahi hugged her father. At this time, Gangadharji had controlled his emotions, so that his daughter, who was born from tears, would not be sad. But deep inside, his heart was crying in the sorrow of parting from his daughter. In the afternoon, Sarika had come to Maheshji's house. She was going to take Mahi with her in the evening. She had arranged a party for Mahi and Ranbir. All her friends were going to come. Sarika had already invited Priya and Tina for the party. At 7 p.m., Sarika and Mahi were picked up by Rudra and Ranbir from the house. Sarika was in her car with Rudra. Mahi was with Ranbir. For the party, Ranbir was wearing a dark green shirt with a white pant. And he was looking very handsome in it. Mahi was wearing an off-shoulder black-colored net dress, in which she was not less than a doll. In a while, they all reached the hotel. Sarika and Rudra went inside first. Then Ranbir held Mahi's hand and said, "Stay around me." Mahi nodded her head and said yes. Then Ranbir took her inside. As soon as Ranbir and Mahi entered the party, the girls present there started crying as soon as they saw Ranbir, while the boys were staring at Mahi with teary eyes. Ranbir looked at them all and held Mahi's waist with one hand and brought it closer to him, as if it was a warning to all those boys that she is mine. Don't even dare to look at her. The boys who were staring at Mahi with lustful eyes, when they saw Ranbir's reaction, they suddenly lowered their eyes. They knew that Ranbir Roy Kapoor is so possessive about his things. But she was his future wife. They knew Ranbir's anger very well. As soon as Mahi went inside, she met Tina, Ruhi and Priya. Mahi was very happy to see them. The party was going on with a lot of noise. Mahi sat at one place with her friends and Sarika. Now that Mahi was with her friends, Ranbir also sat at his favorite place with Rudra, that is, at the bar counter. Mahi was also enjoying the party completely today. Because earlier when she used to come to a party like this with Sarika, she didn't know much about anyone. But this time, apart from Sarika, Priya, Tina and Rohi were also with her. Sarika met her friends, so she got busy with them. Rudra was busy with Ranbir. Ranbir was also looking at Mahi in the middle of the drink. His eyes were always on Mahi. Ruhi said while drinking the soft drink, "Let's dance a little now." After listening to her, Priya finished her soft drink in one breath and pulled Tina's hand and said, "I also wanted to say the same. Come on, let's break the floor." As soon as Priya said this, Ruhi also held Mahi's hand and pulled her to the dance floor. All four girls were dancing freely. Ranbir's eyes were only on Mahi. While drinking, he didn't take his eyes off Mahi even once. He was so drunk that now Ranbir was only imagining himself and Mahi on the floor. He couldn't see anyone else. When Rudra saw Ranbir in such a lost state, he said in front of his face, "Where are you lost?" When Rudra asked, Ranbir shook his head and started drinking again. Now the smile on Ranbir's face disappeared somewhere. He had a dangerous look on his face, because his eyes were staring at someone right now. A boy was clicking Mahi's pic from his camera for a long time at a distance from the dance floor, which was now in Ranbir's sight. Ranbir took out his phone and sent someone that boy's pic. In a short while, Ranbir's face expression became normal again. Mahi was still on the dance floor. Ranbir emptied the drink glass in one breath and moved towards the floor. Then Ranbir gestured to empty the floor with the gesture of his hand. So everyone got off the floor. Mahi also started going with everyone. So Ranbir held her hand and pulled her close to him. Mahi was looking at Ranbir's intoxicated eyes with both her hands on his chest, as if she was hypnotized. Ranbir did not take his eyes off his eyes for a moment, and gestured to turn on the music with one hand. Now a hot romantic song started playing. Mahi did not take her eyes off Ranbir's eyes for a moment. Looking at her, it seemed as if she was completely in Ranbir's control. All the dance steps were according to Ranbir, who was making the dance very hot. As soon as the music was over, Ranbir put his lips on Mahi's lips and started kissing her. As soon as he did this, Mahi came to her senses. Ranbir moved away a little after kissing her. So Mahi looked around. Everyone was staring at her. Seeing this, Mahi's face turned red with shame. She quickly ran away from there. There was a smile on Ranbir's face. Priya and Rohit were still staring at the floor. Tina first looked at Rohit and then at Priya. Then she closed their mouths and said, "What are you looking at? The performance is over." Priya said, "What a hotness. I am feeling very hot. I have to drink something cold quickly." Saying this, she went to the bar. And there she ordered a soft drink. Mahi also met her there. Because she also came there to take a soft drink. Priya took a soft drink from Mahi and said, "What a performance. You both set the bar on fire." Mahi said, "You don't know what you keep saying." Saying this, she emptied her drink in one breath. Then she made a strange face and said, "Yuck. This soft drink is so bitter." Actually, Mahi had picked up a glass of vodka without seeing it, which was for someone else. But she didn't pay much attention to it. Then Sarika also came there. And she also said in excitement, "Mahi, what a dance performance. I got goosebumps. Yuck." Because of the drink, Mahi's head started getting heavy. She didn't pay attention to what Sarika said. And slowly she started getting drunk. Before she said anything else, Priya asked them to look at each other. At Priya's request, Sarika and Mahi looked at each other. There was a girl who was wearing a very short dress. She was trying to seduce Ranvir. Although Ranvir was completely ignoring her. But still, she was trying to get close to Ranvir again and again. Now, what will Mahi do in intoxication? What will Ranvir do with that girl who was trying to seduce him? To know more, keep listening to Oh Baby only on Love Pulse Diaries.